You know that we are going to be traveling at the end of this week, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to finally have a little mommy daddy time. You know what I'm saying? Since it's
Oh
a
my
once a year
goodness.
occasion,
Once a year, yeah.
plus when we travel,
I'm
I'm
very
hoping.
I'm very excited to travel and
Uh-huh.
going to Nashville.
Nashville.
I'm excited. I've never been.
Never been.
Got some cute boots. My friend let me borrow her boots because
That's
I
true.
didn't have any of my own.
We're
Does
all
that make
booted
me
up.
like, am I not a real Texan? I don't own
Ooh.
my own cowboy boots?
I don't know if you have cowboy boots. You have different kinds of boots. They're
Yeah,
just not
but
cowboy
not
boots, I guess.
cowboy boots. Yeah. But I
Okay.
got
Well,
some cute ones for the trip, so I'm excited about that.
can I tell you a secret, though?
Oh, goodness. Let me guess who it has to do with.
I got to tell you a secret.
Go ahead.
I'm scared to travel because I'm going to miss somebody.
Who are you going to miss? Your children?
Not really.
Me while you're driving before I fly out there and meet you?
Not really.
Oh, okay. This is a good start.
Oh, I'm going to miss Stella. I'm not going to see her for like 3 or
Uh-huh.
4 days, even though she did get a haircut.
Yeah, she did go get a little haircut.
And she looks like Dobby. She looks
Dobby
like a
the
house
house.
elf.
Yeah, Dobby the house elf.
She does look like a house elf.
She was very upset the first day. I think it was a big day for her.
It was a lot.
But she was only there like 2 hours,
I
but
know. Because I call.
she slept for like 7. And then you call like, is she ready? Is she ready? I'm sure they love you.
Well, I don't want her to be stressed.
Who's stressed?
Both of us.
Yeah, uh-huh. Well,
But yeah, we'll have to put a picture up on Instagram.
I was gonna say, too bad you don't have any photos of that dog to get you through the trip while you're separated from her.
Maybe.
Man, speaking of being separated, though, Jackson has been. All his friends have started graduating, and the school year just ended, so he'll officially be a senior next year. And he's been going to all the graduation parties and graduations, and he loves to just keep telling us, man, this time next year I'm going to be graduating.
It's not very nice.
This time next year I'm going to be getting ready to move out.
That hurts my feelings.
And I'm like, why do you want to see me cry? I don't understand. Like, he seems to get joy out of reminding us constantly.
And not only that, Andrea, we've so poorly planned our life that Stella will be turning 12 next year in the same year that Jackson's leaving for college.
I mean, technically we said when we got her, like, oh, good, they'll grow up together. And then just about the time they start to leave for college, she'll be old.
Slow down a little bit, Mama.
A little bit. I think she's going to be okay. But yeah.
That's what I'm really worried about. You're worried about Jackson.
Oh, see, everything comes back to Stella. But I was going to say, I saw this TikTok that I watched.
You read an article? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I read this article. Well, it was I just started following them now because I saw this, but it's called the Gen X Adulting Podcast. And I saw a clip from their podcast on TikTok. So I haven't listened to the whole podcast or like listened to other episodes, but it was this woman talking about how like in their house, they're not going to have an empty nest. They're going to have an open nest. And so I thought, okay, this is interesting.
You want to open our relationship up. This is a weird place for you to talk about this.
That's not at all.
That's a weird time to bring it up.
No, it's not at all what I was saying.
You said you want to have an open
nest. But I was thinking about how we've talked about this idea of like, oh, the boys are getting older, like we're going to be empty nesters soon. And like, I almost just accepted it as fact that like, oh, that's just what happens next. But like, it sounds like there's kind of a movement of parents of like, that it's always an open nest. Like it's always a place for you to land or to come back to if you need it. And I think that's interesting because she talks in the clip from the podcast too of like, there is still that big dramatic life change of like your kids grow up, they move out, and then like you have to figure out what does your life look like. And so I feel like that's what you and I are doing with this podcast and with writing this book and, just trying to anticipate what that next chapter looks like for us. But this idea of just communicating to the kids that it's an open nest, like it's here whenever you need it. Like, and she says in the clip, like, if you're even married with kids and you need to come back, like it's always open. And I just thought that was such an interesting idea and wanted to see what you thought, because I feel like you love teasing the boys like, when you're 18.
3 things came to mind. 1, we did this, so it's
we moved back. I
can't be too intense. 2, with the way that things are with jobs and money and the cost of living right now, it's pretty unreasonable to be like, well,
Bye.
See you later. Like, if you have the means to support somebody, of
Yeah.
course, that's its own thing. But I really, once these kids disappeared, my plan was to disappear. I'm going on a lamb. You and I are going to, like, I don't know, get an RV and just live on the road or something. Like, I didn't think we'd be nesting still.
Maybe. No, but I just mean that, like, we are always a safe space. It doesn't have to be like this house, like this space specifically, but just like we're always going to help. We're always going to support.
I do have the boomer mentality of, like, if you're not bettering your life, I'm going to have a problem with you just hanging around the house. Like, if you're not trying to do something, or
you don't
going to
wanna,
school,
like, enable entitlement or something, yes, but like if they're having a hard time, or like, I just like the idea of communicating that to them, of like, I don't know, I'm working with teenagers and kids graduating high school. I see how much anxiety and stress is caused by them not knowing what they want to do with their life, or them seeing how the economy is and how expensive the cost of living is. And, even our own kids have expressed concern about that. And so I just think, like, I love the idea of communicating to them, just like we tell them, like, when things happen, oh, they made a mistake or whatever, and they're apologizing. And we always tell them, like, hey, we signed up for this. Like, we chose to be parents. Like, of course, we're here for the hard stuff too. And I think, like, being intentional about telling them that about the future too, of like, hey, we don't know where your path is going to lead, but we're always a safe space. We're always going to be a safety net for you. And, like,
I mean, I'm still growing. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm
true. I know. True. And I think both of us know that if, stuff ever hit the fan, we can go to our parents, like,
of course,
that we can call on them in a time of need, or call on our families.
Openness is a fun way to think about it, talk about it. Cause, I mean, I like being there for them, but I also like having an office when Jackson leaves. So.
You are you are not converting his bedroom. Am I not helping? No, you're not. No. And you're not going to convert his bedroom, like, the second he leaves. Like, it will continue to be his bedroom. When he comes home on breaks from school or summer, like, he will still have a bedroom.
Can we at least make it still his bedroom?
But she's already making it that herself. I keep finding her taking naps in there, but I just like the idea of it, because I think it helps me mentally too.
No, I'm with you.
It's not like this final thing of like, oh, you're 18, or you graduated, or you've graduated college. Like, it's just always a space. This is always your family. And
that's a relationship we've built with them. I don't, and I don't think it's.
But I just also like the messaging of it. Is like, I feel like I kept saying, like, oh, with the podcast, like, oh, we're, preparing to be empty nesters, but it's like, we're preparing for having adult children. Yes.
Yeah.
But to be empty nesters, I'm like, no, I mean, I think I like the idea of them knowing that, like, we're always here, and, there's always a safe spot for you. So
Agreed.
I think
I like that,
just for them to know that too, of like, it's here for you.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of it. I don't know. I like that little clip. And like I said, Jackson's trying to get us crying all the time, talking about graduating. And so it's just,
he thinks that's so funny.
There's a lot of transition coming up over the next year.
And we did do a lot of graduation parties this weekend.
We have. I know, we've been partying and celebrating all our friends, kiddos, and kids that our kids have grown up with. Man. And just makes me emotional.
It's fun getting together with those people, because a lot of those people are also podcast listeners.
Yeah, that's so fun.
It's so funny. Because it's happened a few times where people are like, hey, I listen to the podcast, where I've gone to tell a story, and somebody's like, yeah, I know, I listened to that. I was like, oh, I thought I was just living human life.
I always get anxious too, because I'm like, ooh, what did we say?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
well, that's
my memory.
It's not the right way to handle it, but somebody was like, I don't know you, as much, but I listen to the podcast and I love it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Because it was, my first thought was the toe hair and the beads.
Yes, and we did hear lots of feedback about your hairy story.
Mm-hmm. That's neither here nor nor there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was an interesting one, that you've kind of been grounded from writing for a bit.
But I was also asked to write more, if you think about it. I had somebody reach out to me.
I would like to see that, please.
Uh-huh.
Can I see that in writing?
I can.
I laughed, though, because JK from the Bay said he was listening and heard his unsolicited solicitation about the onion tear chopper no more. But he's like, oh, this will be the most ridiculous thing on this episode. And then you were like, nope, I got you. One-upped him with your stories.
That's right.
Yeah, that was good. And we did get lots of good feedback just from our discussion last week, especially about, like, the sisters with
the characters development.
Yeah, and like with Indy, and we still haven't named the sister. We don't know if it's Zoe or Quinn or
I don't know.
We don't know. But with Indy and her sister, of like their dynamic and how, you know, the world might perceive Zoe, Quinn, whoever the little sister is, like to be kind of naive just because she's like so overly positive, but that's not really how she truly is. That's like, that's the way that it's like a lens
that's how she's perceived.
Yeah, that she's perceived, but also a way that she views the world.
Yeah,
but she's got substance to her, you know. And so I think it was interesting hearing people's takes on that, and just exciting.
Lots of good feedback, and I love it because it shows that people are kind of engaged. You know, they care.
Yeah.
And we,
and like getting to know these characters, like I feel like
we're all kind of getting to know them together.
Yeah, it's fun because when I have these conversations with people in my life that listen to the podcast, it's like you said, it's fun because we're getting to know them together. So it feels like mutual friends. Like to have said, when, you know, I love when you started reading books that I had read, because it was like I was getting to introduce you to these friends. And so I love having discussions in real life about the podcast because I feel like we're talking about mutual friends. And so it's fun to hear how people like perceive the discussions or how the characters are shaping up in their minds, and just feel like we know them. So.
Yeah. And I do have some thoughts this week about the characters and things. And I guess let's just go to the music and then we'll do some intros.
I'm a little scared though. Are you surprising me with more stuff?
I'm not surprising you with things. This is not a surprise thing.
Okay.
This is
You're not going to read me a story.
No. This is an idea.
Okay. I'm a little.
Well, actually, one of them, I've got two thoughts, and one of them might be a surprise.
Okay.
That I probably should have brought up beforehand. But I just want to get your live reaction.
Yeah, I'm a little shy from last week.
It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that intense.
Okay. Well, then let's listen to our theme song. I'm Andrea.
And I am Matthew.
Oh, Matthew today.
Government name today.
Yes, and we are a husband and wife. We've been married for 20 years, together for 25, high school sweethearts with 2 grown kiddos who are getting closer to adulthood and, graduating and moving out of the house and all the things, but they may come back. We'll see.
The open nest. Yes.
The open nest, we may see.
And we're writing a book.
And we're writing a book because as they've gotten older, we've had more time together and wanted to find something like a shared hobby. And so we're writing our first romance novel and documenting the process through our podcast. So thank you for joining today. We're going to be talking about some new books coming out this week. Yes. And we have an author of the week to spotlight.
I want to talk about this week. The quick rundown would be, I want to talk about the thing we're reading, the author spotlight, and then my epiphanies for you.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about the book we're reading because I really, really like it.
You do? I know. Really tell everybody what we're reading.
We're reading Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan.
Which was her first big book.
Which is her first big breakthrough piece. And she has another one releasing this week, yeah?
Yes, she does. It's called It's a Love Story. It comes out on Tuesday, May 27th.
I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's written more in my brain voice style. Like it's pretty straightforward, and it's not as every moment is not filled with I love this person because, it just doesn't, it feels more like you're bringing me along in a real relationship and situation where she's falling gradually and realizing like, oh man, I really am into this. And you can tell that he's having some of the same feelings, but it's not as intense or in your face as much, right? Yeah. Anyway, the story is really interesting. It's funny. I like it because they also make fun of like tropes and things, other romance genres. And what do you think about it?
Yeah, it's fun. So the premise is that Nora is a movie writer. She writes scripts for like Hallmark Channel style, super cheesy, sappy love stories that, you
And
know,
that's the way
the
she explains it.
Christmas
She's like,
tree farms and pumpkin patches and,
Yes.
you know, small town, all the things. It's very formulaic. But then her husband leaves her unexpectedly, and she writes a script about that, and it ends up getting picked up to be filmed, and they want to film it at her house.
like major motion picture.
Yeah,
Two huge stars.
Yeah, with like the big stars of the time, and so they're like on her property filming. Well, then the lead guy asks to stay on her property for a few days, like for a week, and pays her to do it. And so they're spending time together, and you know, he's getting to know her kids and stuff like that. But I think one of the things you said you really like is that she is like playing it really cool.
Yes.
That even though he is this big Hollywood star, that she's just being real chill and talking about how he's following her around like a puppy and all this stuff. And
I love that she's keeping the illusion that he's watching her like a mom. Like, oh yeah, it's just, you know, look at this Midwest mom. Or like,
yeah,
you know.
we know better. It's a love story
Of
too.
course.
Like, yeah. But I think it's fun just seeing their dynamic. You talked about how he's kind of a quieter guy.
Right.
Like we don't fully know what's going on in his head just yet, like why he's really there and what he's getting out of it. But, you know, she's just trying to get by as a single mom, and she's trying to budget, and they have like weekly,
they have a schedule.
What they eat and which kids have practice. And so, it's interesting to see this like super Hollywood star fit into her life with her kids. And but it is, I love her writing
him
style.
fitting into the small town community,
everybody
as like the giant world star.
Everybody's jaw drops when they see him. But the first book I read by Annabelle Monaghan was Summer Romance, which was really good, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I think we've talked on the podcast before about how when you sign up for her newsletter, she talks about how she writes really strong female leads and writes about women who get themselves unstuck. They're not waiting for anybody to save them, like they do that themselves. And I really like that, because the guys are only adding to someone who is already a whole person as herself. You know, it's not like, oh, this is my other half, I was lost till I found him. Like, no, these women were living and leading great lives and taking care of themselves and their families or whatever it is. So I like that, and I'm really excited about her book It's a Love Story, coming out this week, which is about a girl named Jane Jackson that is like a former TV star, like a child star, and had kind of left that in the past, but then I guess she tells some kind of a lie that she has to then keep up with, and there's of course a guy involved with keeping up with the lie. And so excited for that. And we get to not only get a copy of the new book, we get to meet Annabelle Monaghan, or I do.
Oh, I know, I'm sad.
I know you're already going to be on the trip to Nashville, but I get to go meet her the night before I leave and meet you there. And so I'm so excited to meet her in person. She's been so kind to us, just interacting through social media. And so can't wait to go hear her talk about this new book and get it signed and just meet her in person. So I'm sad you won't be with me.
I know, but I'm sad.
Really excited about that. But please go check out Nora Goes Off Script. We'll give an update when we finish and what we think of it. I also loved Summer Romance, and now It's a Love Story coming out this week. But yeah.
All right, well then, instead of talking about what we're reading, let's talk about the author of the week, the spotlight.
I know we talked about Annabelle, but she has already been our author of the week. So we're just excited about this new book coming out and the one we're reading. But our author of the week, would you like to play the jingle that you've prepared?
Yes. Let me play that for you.
Let's go to the tape.
Yes. Okay. How about just sit right back and hear the tale of a super author. She started with some thoughts and words on this faithful trip. The ocean started getting rough. The plot, it might be lost. If not for the work of our author of the week, Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Nice. Wow, thank you.
Sounds like something, doesn't it?
I know, it's pretty good. I like it.
Change a couple words.
Yeah, so Taylor Jenkins Reid is our author of the week. Part of the reason we chose her is because she has a new book coming out June 3rd, so just a little over a week, called Atmosphere. And that's June 3rd, and it's set in the 1980s and was really around like the NASA space program. And so the lead female, Joan, is like has been obsessed with the stars for as long as she remembers, and she's like a professor at Rice University in Houston.
Right.
And they have a call for applications for like the first female astronauts, and so she applies and gets picked to go through this like training process. And so the book is all about her journey into becoming like one of the first female astronauts. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I always love like period pieces, whether it's a book or a show. So I'm excited.
That name sounds familiar. Did she have other books or something?
Oh, of course. Yeah, several big books. My favorite that I've read was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is being turned into a movie with Netflix, which was just so fun. It was like an interview book where this person gets picked to do a tell-all, like an interview to write a book or a memoir with this like really famous older Hollywood actress, who like, equate her to like an Elizabeth Taylor or somebody who had this like famous movie career. Here comes the pup.
Stella. Hi, baby.
Can everyone hear her little tippy-tappy toenails?
Go get in your bed.
They're all freshly trimmed. Goodbye, Stella.
No.
Oh, just in her bed. Okay. Yes. What a good girl. And so this actress in the book is like a Elizabeth Taylor, where she's had this famous movie career, but she also had a very famous dramatic personal life with 7 husbands and these, big dramatic love story type things, and married to different men in Hollywood. And so the book is like getting the real story of what was actually happening, of like what was in the press versus what was really happening. So that was a great one. But she also has written Daisy Jones and the Six, which was adapted for, it was a movie, or I don't know if it was a series. Yeah, I haven't watched it. But Carrie Soto is Back is a tennis novel. Okay. So yeah, she's had a lot of big books, but yeah, the new one, Atmosphere, comes out June 3rd. Okay. And so she went to Emerson. She actually, her degree was in media studies, but Emerson's also known as a big like writing school. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we're about the same age. She's early 40s like us.
Okay.
But yeah, just some fun facts. She started in the film industry. That's actually where she met her husband too. He's a screenwriter, I think. And so she wrote her first novel while she was working in the film industry. But one thing too, we talk a lot about like process, and one of the things is that she outlines structure before she builds the plot, and so format guides her creativity. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then no surprise, she's inspired by classic Hollywood starlets like Rita Hayworth and Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah. Which, like I said, in The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I just pictured Elizabeth Taylor the whole time. She lives in LA, which is where our book is most likely going to be set. She's a Swiftie, big Taylor Swift fan, and so she likes to match songs or eras to characters. And then most of her books have been optioned for TV and film, and she often helps produce them because that's her background. So I think that's fun. I think about that with us, like, what if our book became a movie or a TV show or something? Like, I think you'd want to be really involved, just given your background.
That's true. Yeah. You think you'd be a bad like producer?
Yeah, I don't think I could be too involved. I would like let you do it, or I would like sit in the background and watch, and then at night I would like discuss everything with you, and then see what you filtered. Like,
you're the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'd be like in your ear at night. And what about this? And why did they do this? And can we can we make it like this? And we intended it for like, I would tell you, and then see what you filtered to the people in charge. But I would not want to be the one, because I would I get really attached to the book anytime. Yeah. It's hard for me to read a book and then watch a movie. So I like when I have a lot of time between reading the book and seeing the movie. So it's been long enough that I just remember like the plot and like basic. Plot, yeah. But not so, well, that's not how that happened. Like, I hate when my brain does that, because it's like, just enjoy the movie. Somebody worked really hard on this. So
we haven't even talked about casting for our movie.
Yeah, dream casting. Yeah,
maybe we should do that on another episode of the show.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, so excited to spotlight Taylor Jenkins Reid, and excited for her. Yeah, excited for her new book coming out, Atmosphere, June 3rd.
Atmosphere.
But yes,
scary. Okay, I dig it. Now I'm inspired. Okay. You know, she's got many books in production, and man, that'd be great. That just takes me to my epiphany. The things. I had this epiphany yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have this epiphany. And you're like, write it down. Tell me on the podcast.
Yep.
So here we are. You asked for this.
Well,
surprise.
So many times it's like, if you try to talk to me about stuff in real life, then I'm like, oh, this would be so perfect for the
That's
podcast.
true.
And I don't want to like fake it and recreate it
Mm-hmm.
when we're recording. So even though I'm a little shy now after being
What do you mean?
bombarded and blindsided last week with your hair story,
Mm-hmm.
I still trust you to give me new
Okay.
ideas.
Famous last words.
Delicately trusting you. So tell me what you think.
Here's my epiphany.
Okay.
I started thinking about the family dynamic between Zoe and Indy,
Mm-hmm.
right? The two sisters.
You say Zoe.
I say
Maybe
Zoe.
Zoe. We'll see.
I'm just using that for now.
Yeah.
And the thought is that Zoe is some kind of like child,
Miss Rachel type
Miss
character.
Rachel, Mr. Rogers,
like children's entertainer. Yeah.
Well, I thought, sisters, especially family, people who've been together a long time, your relationship changes over time,
Mm-hmm.
right? You go from the adolescent to whatever to they even have a working relationship now because she's managing her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I started thinking, well, what if part of her not, I don't want to say not taking her sister seriously, but like part of her feeling like she has to be so protective of her sister and compartmentalize her and put her on this pedestal, like, hey, everybody be cool. Like, she's innocent. Let her do her thing.
Keep her bubbled.
Bubbled is the fact that she doesn't really follow or get what her actual act is,
Mm-hmm.
like the things she does for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting? Because it seems like Zoe would have a hard time talking about real feelings with Indy because she is kind of this like, everything's very positive.
Cutesy,
right?
Yeah.
So even when she has tough stuff to talk to Indy about, how would she do that? What would that look like? And I thought, well, what if her act was more of like she had two puppets? Think like Lamb Chop.
Yeah, that was my brain.
But let's say she had two puppets, and one of them's a princess, and one of them's a knight, but it's also like a female knight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about their story and their relationship, not as like lovers or anything, but they're just like best friends. The female knight and the female princess are just
like
best
they each
friends.
kind of represent.
But they represent the two sisters.
Yeah.
And so when she is like, I think it'd be cool to be in the book. And I almost wrote like how this would be set up. But it's like maybe there's a scene where, Indy gets a call and decides to take the call and step out. And then somehow in the book, it's like we see her up on stage giving her act. And then we not cut to, but like in there we have inset. The princess, is
like
up.
A little snippet
from her act.
Yeah.
The princess is up in the tower, but the knight won't take care of herself because she's too busy trying to protect the princess.
Yeah.
And she talks about their relationship through her act.
I like that. I like that a lot.
But Indy just doesn't even pay attention to the act. She's not like, she's doing the business.
Yeah.
She's like,
so
I don't
she's
care
not
what you're doing
getting
on stage.
how that's actually a form of communication
Exactly.
for her sister. Yeah. I like that when you were talking about the kind of representing the sisters, it made me think of like Anna and Elsa from Frozen.
Yeah.
It's a very similar dynamic where Anna is like this very happy, positive, let's build a snowman, and Elsa is very closed off but protective, is all about protecting. And so I like that idea that like, and two, just the idea of the girls being like protecting themselves, saving themselves, in their own ways. And
I just think it's
the strength of their bond is what is so powerful. Yeah.
And the evolution of their relationship to become sisters, to protect her, to hardcore manager and handler,
which I think is going to get in the way of their relationship. Which will
ultimately get in the way of the relationship.
Yeah.
But you're getting kind of the message from her act as to what she wants from Indy. Like, so
it's like the reader is getting that before Indy gets
but
that.
Indy
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Okay, I'm less scared.
So that would be kind of cool because then that gives her an act. It gives her something to do. And I don't want to soapbox, but I almost want to add something about like public broadcasting and how important that is
to our
society
right now. Yeah, true.
And so I'm wondering if there's something in there around her being like a Mr. Rogers type. She was on PBS and she had these things and she's led kids and she, it's just a positive force.
I like
for kids.
it. I like it. Good message. Yep.
See?
It's good.
So I thought that's just another way of having something different in the book. Like we talked about recipes or notes from
letters. Yep. Different devices.
But yeah, it's a different device.
Storytelling.
Cool to cut to her. Cool.
I like it a lot.
Great.
Okay, you've earned some points back.
Here's where I'm going to tear it down, though.
Oh, good. It was fun while it lasted.
It was fun while it lasted. Do you want the preamble, or do you want me to rip the Band-Aid off?
I'm trying to think. I want the preamble.
Okay, here's the preamble. In the beginning, we had this plot of her and the chef, and then both being pulled away by their sisters, mostly just because it was a nice balance thing. And we've always said it's kind of placeholder and that sort of thing. But as we've started to build out our main character, Indy and
Zoe. Alex? Oh, Zoe. The sister.
Yeah, I'm saying we've built out Indy and her world.
Right.
And we're still kind of grasping for straws on the Alex side, on his side. I'm starting to think we should 100% cut the sister. And that's what he's getting pulled away to. That we need a different device other than the sister being sick or gone or whatever. And the
kids? We just lost the kids?
Maybe we kill the kids.
Not kill them.
I
remove them from the story.
They get put on the cutting room floor of our ideas and process. Man.
What's your idea in place? Because
that's where I've stopped thinking.
Okay, well, that's not helpful.
I know. I'm just thinking I just don't know. It just doesn't fit to me as well anymore. It feels like it's taking up too much space. Whereas even if it's an accident, something more accidental where it's not omnipresent throughout the book, like in 3 months, I'm going to have to take these kids. Even if there's an accident or something and he has to X, Y, and Z, that'll take up less space in the book and the flavor of the book. So I want to challenge us to come back next week with a couple of ideas of how to replace it.
Okay, and I also want to challenge us to come back with ideas to fill the holes that we've been missing.
Sure.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking it could be as simple as the sister runs their family restaurant and she has an injury and he has to go home to take care of her kids and run the restaurant. Yeah. It could be as simple as that.
See, but takes up less space. And like you said, it's an accident, injury, click, something happens versus this
long term.
I know in 3 months my sister's going to have to go roll.
But an injury is because originally we thought she would die, but then it's if the grandma dies in the beginning, that's a lot, that's very heavy. And then if she has some type of long-term illness, but if it's an injury, maybe there's a grease fire or something and her hands are affected or something, you know what I mean? That's something she can recover from and get back to her full life.
Or she can learn to become pedidexterous. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I'm still very attached to her and the kids to just wipe her out, especially to not have an example of.
I was just thinking it's too hard. It's not coming to us.
That's true. I do think it should be easier if it was the right answer.
It says interesting.
Yeah, I feel like if it was the right answer and it's how we talk about the characters talking to us, I feel like it would have come to us sooner. It would have come
right to us.
And the fact that we've struggled so much with it. So yeah, I'm not ready to just be done with the whole idea of it, but I'm open to
and I think
ideas.
The other thing would be, now that we're filling out Indy's world, there's going to be a theme that just kind of bubbles to the top, because what we have, especially with this relationship and her being this famous person and talking through the puppets and all the thing, there's got to be a theme that I want to pull all the way through this. That is the most important thing we haven't really gotten to.
I feel like that's where we started in the beginning of what do we want to say, what's our message. But now that we know our characters better, I think we should come back to that of what do we want to land on.
Right. We need to be more hand in glove with it, more than let's make a stand about, I don't know.
Yeah.
Chemtrails in the sky. How dare they?
Yeah.
So let's think about that for next episode. I know it blew your mind, didn't it?
I know. I'm struggling. I love the children. And we even talked about maybe adding a teenage daughter, kind of like a Phineas and Ferb and Candace situation. I really like the kids. And you were talking about wanting them to be smart kids.
I do want them to be smart kids if we have kids.
I know.
I mean, they're still on the table, but I'm just wondering about simplification.
Yeah, I get that.
Especially, every time we read a different book, I'm always swayed by the book we're currently reading. And in the book we're reading now, he is simple. He's a simple character. We talk about, in her interview, she talks about writing not quiet guys, but just they don't have to be the center of the party. They don't have they don't have to say every word they're thinking. They don't have to be over the top syrupy.
Yeah.
But you can tell in the subtext and their actions what's going on and what's going on, which is, I think, more like a guy.
Yeah.
To be, even if he doesn't know it manifests in a physical way, what his feelings are.
Yeah. I like it. All right. Well, we'll come back to it.
Let's think about it. That's all I'm saying.
I'll think about it.
You think about it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you solve it. And
Thanks.
We'll be back next week.
Thank you. Well, in the meantime, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Please continue to rate and share and subscribe and interact with us on social media.
Yes.
We love your messages and your feedback. We love seeing you in real life. It's so fun. Thank you for giving us grace.
Indeed.
As we find our way, but we just are so appreciative.
We will be cranking it up in the next few weeks.
I know,
we're
because
about to be out of the danger zone,
and we're getting ready for our writers retreat, because our goal is still to finish this book by the end of the year, and so we're getting to the point that we're ready to take a few days to just really start cranking it out and seeing what comes together.
Kill these kids.
Yeah, no, what? That's not the message.
Oh, it's not the message.
Not the message. No, but yeah, we'll see what we come back with. But thank you for listening, and until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Were you thinking of Stella when you said that?
Maybe.
That they could tell. Are you going to be okay apart from her for a few days?
I miss her already, and she's here with me.
Oh my goodness, you guys are codependent.